Good morning. I'm Lisa Murphy. I am wife to Jim, a parishioner since 2006, mother to 5 beautiful children through adoption, 4 here on earth and 1 up in heaven. And because of that little guy in heaven, I'm the founder of Open Hearts for Orphans, a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to caring for orphaned and abandoned children around the world through medical intervention, meeting basic needs, and providing our Say Yes adoption grants. It's always a blessing to be here, to be able to share with you during National Adoption Month and Orphan Sunday how God has provided through your generous giving. This year, so far, 19 of our adoption grants have been given, children from 10 different countries being adopted. 8 children came home from our 2020 grant cycle. 27 children have come home through this year's grant cycle. 5 families brought home multiple children, like sibling sets of 4. And special needs included Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, heart defects, fetal alcohol syndrome, victims of child trafficking, and that's just to name a few. Many families are still stuck and can't travel to meet their kids because of the pandemic. So if you would continue to keep those families in your prayers, would greatly appreciate it. It's not easy trying to figure out which stories to share with you, because they're all just so amazing and worthy of your attention, but I've chosen a couple. This is the Piper family. So they received our grant in early 2019. They have 3 biological children, and they have 2 adopted children. You can see in the photo, Nolan is in the wheelchair and Francis is standing. When they went to adopt Nolan from Hong Kong, they were looking in his life book and they saw another boy. And they asked, who was this boy? And they found out that it was Francis, and he was like a brother to Nolan. And he had already been moved to an adult institution. And so they decided to make him their son. So it was while they were adopting Francis that they saw their daughter, Oakland. She is on the right in the picture. They've been FaceTiming with her for the last 6 months. So they advocated for her for 2 years and finally decided to make her their daughter. And 3 years they have been waiting. Over the summer, they faced the unimaginable, and their son Nolan went to be with Jesus. He had sudden, unexpected death in epilepsy. They were obviously broken, but not without hope. And I'm thrilled to stand here and tell you that last night, Oakland was flown into LA, and they were united with her. There's a video of that on our Facebook page today. What a miracle. So that's something that you were a part of, and we thank you. The next, this is Nahum. Nahum is 5 years old. His name means the Lord has comforted. And yes, he has. Nahum, when his family met him, weighed 20 pounds. 12 pounds was fluid in his head because he has untreated hydrocephalus, quadriplegic cerebral palsy, a cleft foot, epilepsy, and he's blind. But they say he hears really well. And he has 5 siblings now who are just eating him up with love. I asked his mom if this picture was taken in the orphanage, and she responded, no, he was in the hospital, straight from the Ukraine to the ER at Cincinnati Children's. That's why he has a feeding tube. His orphanage does not do feeding tubes. They either eat by mouth or they do not eat. Now just let that sink in. So I asked his mom, can you share what it's like having Nahum as your son? And Sarah said, there are no words to describe what it's like caring for Nahum. There are many who would look at him and only see the hard, But every single time I look into his eyes, kissing his sweet face as I care for him, I am brought to tears. Because caring for our precious boy who was hidden away for so long is truly the closest to heaven we will ever experience here on earth. Every time I look into his bright blue eyes, I am brought to the feet of Jesus, and it is incredible. If you ask any adoptive family, they will tell you they are not saints. They are just ordinary people who have been invited to do something extraordinary, and they said yes. Not everyone is called to adopt, but we can all do something. And anyway, if you pray for families, pray for these children, respond through your generosity and giving, that's a way that makes miracles. And you're doing it, and we're so grateful. So today, we'll be at the back and on the sides. We have these straws for a cause. They're sets of stainless steel straws. With a donation of $10 or more, we'll send you home with this, so that throughout the week, as you're drinking your beverages, you can remember this important work and this important mission. It can cost about $40,000 to adopt a child. Our grants are $2,000. I know that doesn't sound like a lot in the overall picture, but it does. It makes a difference because every bit just adds up. So there are envelopes in your pews. I wish that you would maybe seek us out on your social media, our website. There's so much more to how the Lord is working through the ministry, providing needs for people, children who've slept on the ground for all of their lives, receiving beds and bedding, building houses, providing surgeries for children who have no one to stand in the gap for them, providing necessary medical equipment. We provided an echocardiogram machine to the first female cardiologist in Uganda. I cannot even imagine the ripple effect of that. So we just thank you for coming alongside the needs of the vulnerable. And I thank you so much, Father Dennis, for allowing me to share this message. God bless and thank you.